There are over 100 limestone cave sites on Scotland's Isle of Skye, in the south of the island. They form in two very different limestones of Jurassic and Cambrian ages. They have been massively affected by major Tertiary granite intrusions and Dolerite dykes. The entrance pit gives access to two descending passages. The western passage soon develops into a rift, passable at both upper and lower levels, but almost inevitably the low level has the sad remains of entrapped sheep. Cambrian limestone has been baked into bands of grey and white marble.
I see, it's very distinctive banding on the ceiling.
All the rock here is within the metamorphic aureole of the nearby granite intrusion of the red Cuillins.
Yeah, formations on the right here.
Acid percolation water, probably through a layer of peat from the moor which can only be just above, has produced excellent wall bubbly calcite. Easy traversing leads to a slightly tighter descent to meet up with the lower route.
You go down to dry ground underneath there.
Cool, yeah. Slightly lonesome. I'm not going deeper than Welly Dead.
At the bottom is a somewhat muddy static sump, and the resurgence is only about 20 metres away.
This rock here is all got marble, grey and white stripes.
This is the marbling on the side.
The east passage drops into a boulder-floored dry chamber.
As you can see, there's various different ways on.
Oh yeah.
Including, there's one down here.
Very various ways on. Is there a way down there? Yeah, we think so.
With a side annex which contains a remarkable peaty mud pillar, apparently fed by slurry from an upper chamber very close to the surface.
What have you got up there?
A couple of very, very small bits of formation. And then it goes off up a slope that ends.
The way on crawl, past boulders, quickly enters a second chamber. There you are, through you go.
Oh my god, yeah, it's trying to find the light.
With a wonderful tree root and a sulphury moon milk covered roof, probably of bacterial origins. The stream can be heard, and on investigation appears through boulders from the sink in the moor only a few metres above.
Quite pretty.
And then it flows into a bouldery choked crawl.
Are you flat out in the stream? Okay. Well, probably a bit wetter than this, I think.
Come over my way. Yeah.
This passage would be aqueous fun when it rains, and leads to a waterfall with a totally slick peat layered surface.
Okay, get your feet into there, don't slide.
The waterfall chamber at the base is just marvellous.
Material, yeah, it's fantastic. That's
Look behind you at the sump.
So through the crawl, on the right, you have this entrance to a chamber with a black back wall.
This must have been, at one time, a second waterfall chamber.
It's probably 12 feet high. Yeah, we have this fantastic marbled wall. And then that's back down to the way in. To the left of the crawl, and this is the other chamber.
Grampian chamber. Leading from this multi-levelled chamber is a crawl to daylight.
Twinge of green in the distance there, and that's daylight. There's a huge spider web here, right across the chamber.
Originally surveyed as too tight, it has now been sufficiently enlarged for our tiniest team member to exit onto the misty glen side.
I'm going to go past it to go out. The unpromising little hole that I just crawled out of in the middle of the hillside.
A second easy access system are the Camas Malag Caves. Located between the approach track and the sea cliff, it has multiple entrances. The stream flows directly from the edge of the granite intrusion, down a small waterfall and then into the upper cave.
Right, that's the first of many spider webs. And they're blocking the way into the cave.
This is exceptionally uncomfortable to explore. After 60 metres, it returns briefly to the surface.
Absolute chocolate box on a series of caves.
And is more easily explored going upstream from there.
It's an attractive mix of orange, brown and white.
All quite nicely marbled again.
25 metres in,
This is a dyke placed in the Tertiary, aureoles of crystallisation, because it was baked by the extreme heat of this intrusion for at least a metre. That is just astounding. The whole of this wall is along the side of the metamorphosed limestone.
Little knobbles all
And
over it.
contact banding and the cave's resulting distortion are just brilliant. It makes you feel the moment when this violent event took place some 40-odd million years ago. The lower cave begins with a 5-metre waterfall down a dyke. This is best visited by an eye hole a little further down the slope.
You see where he's going?
A brief walk to the sea cliff edge and traversing a grassy exposed ledge
Go and have another look over there.
allows entry into the lower cave, perched right on top of the cliff.
There are around 150 spiders above us. They are very large. They are very cool.
It's beautiful, isn't it, how it's moving in the wind?
This short, largely walking passage is again festooned with spiders.
One of them.
You do the horror movie Pan, you know.
The one there.
Bubbly style, and less attractively, remnants of refuse. It seems odd to have made the effort to carry it down to this remote place. Esoteric these caves might be, but a really interesting and unusual visit.
Come out by the sea.